and will play host to a battle between conferences. It's the Chicago Bears and the New York Jets on Sunday Night Primetime.
We are situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Welcome again, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and yes, the rain is falling now, and it is supposed to continue to fall throughout this game. So how do you think that will impact this contest?
Well, first and foremost, both quarterbacks are going to make sure the officials have those dry footballs coming in each and every play and standing over them sometimes with a towel before the center gets up there to snap it. Second thing is the focus of all the guys who handle the football. Do they wear gloves? Do they take them off? Will they carry the ball high and tight to make sure they have good ball security? That's paramount in a game like this.
Set to go now on a wet and rainy night, and we are underway from MetLife Stadium. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. Ryan Tannehill will be orchestrating the offense, the top 10 pick back in 2012.
And one of the things that has really impressed me about Ryan Tannehill has been his perseverance. Early in his career, didn't have the success that he desired. Had some injuries that slowed his development. But he kept working at his craft, and now he's a guy that I think you can put a game on his shoulders.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
It's zone defense right away here defensively, and I know that these linebackers and DBs are going to be tested throughout. They passed the first test, though. This one falls incomplete.
2nd and 10. Now Tannehill. It's complete to Williams. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Here's Tannehill. And that is incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
On 4th down, here's the veteran Thomas Morstead to punt for the Jets. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback, the latest in a long line of NFL QBs from USC.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
First down, here's Mitchell. He'll get this up to about the 44.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Right back to Mitchell on second down. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. Williams from the gun on third down. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 43. 12 yards on third down as the drive rolls on.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. On the counter, Mitchell. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. The former 3rd overall pick, Solomon Thomas, with a high motor that time, and the tackle for loss.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
Looking to throw is Williams. The open man here, Renfro. So 8 yards on the completion there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. On play action, here's Williams. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I spotted man coverage on the outside. I expect we'll see a lot of that from this defense as this game moves on. And that was a good job there as that one was knocked away.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Yeah, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. To throw is Tannehill. Got his man. It's Williams. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's 2nd down.
Oh, I see you nodding your head along with me, partner, because it's pretty obvious what they were trying to do there on the drag route. With his speed, they're hoping he can turn the corner and maybe take this to the house. But that was excellent work defensively to make sure once he caught it, he wasn't going anywhere.
Now Tannehill. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Now it's Tannehill. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Tannehill able to take off and pick up the first as well.
No surprise to see a sideline fired up by that big play. Heck, we're fired up, and we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely get the first down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready to lay it all out there and try and match his intensity.
No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 43. Back to throw, Tannehill. That one taken in by Corley. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Tannehill. Well, this is caught by Williams. 7 yards there and a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line. From the 29, here's second down at 7. Tannehill. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
Partner, I came into this game eager to see how they would hold up in man coverage. And on that play, they held up quite well.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Here's Tannehill. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down. And he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call him for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. So after drive number 3 here, we have a score, and it's 3 points after the field goal.
I would say the feeling out process for both these teams, I'd say it's over, partner. Everyone understands what's going on now. You've kind of probed a little bit. Now you want to start throwing the big shots. First 3 points up on the board could be significant.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. He'll get that one to Carter complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. Play action. Now Williams. Lets this go for Renfro downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. To throw, it's Williams. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Give him 8 yards on the play, and they pick up the first.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
To the air once more. Williams. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Here's Williams. Caught outright by Renfro.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this third down. Working out of the gun, Williams. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return.
And the Jets will take over.
Tannehill. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's second down. The clock running here, under a minute to go now in the first quarter of a 3-0 game.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Three 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here.
Second down at 6 now from the 42.
As they've got it as we resume action.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Well, that was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up third down.
The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
They'll run with Hall.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Bears take over.
They'll fake the give. Now Williams.
They'll roll him out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
Quentin Williams.
That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
To throw, Williams. and it's incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To the air, Williams. Hassan Reddick able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up fourth down.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Here comes the Bears punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 43. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over first and 10. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Now Tannehill.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Under pressure, and he's going to go down. Tannehill sacked. Montez Sweat. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
Here is third and quite a ways.
Here's Tannehill. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And this is picked up. There he goes, left side.
He's to the 15.
And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
And New York set to take the field.
Now Hall to start the drive.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And that's incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now White.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
It may be only a gain of 3 yards, but that back, he deserves a lot more credit on the play. That could have easily been stopped at the line, but his vision and his determination found some space to turn it into that modest gain.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 6.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
From the gun, here's Williams.
And this is going to be incomplete.
That's well done defensively. They get the pressure they needed on 3rd down. All the receivers are locked up tight, and they force that quarterback to just throw it away.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Jets will take over 1st and 10. And now out come the Jets.
Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
That to the sideline and incomplete. Boy, they're going to say there's a receiver in the area. That was close to grounding, but it's 2nd down. Hall on a give up the middle.
And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
On 3rd down, here's Hall.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
They'll go again with Hall.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
From the 41, here's a 2nd and 8.
Here's White.
This completes to Corley.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets 1st down. White looks to throw. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
White.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. To throw, White. Caught left side, Williams. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 33. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll give to Hall. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now White. And that went to the right side and incomplete. He had no options downfield there and just chucked it out of bounds.
There was no one open. He was in the pocket. Where was the intentional grounding call?
Oh, you wanted the flag.
Of course I did. I'm a defensive guy. You know that. Where was the flag? The officials point out that someone was in the area. He got away with one.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Now White lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. The big fella. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Santos now to add the PAT. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Pushing his way through. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. New York's offense back out there and set to go. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to...
The throw for Tony is intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Bears will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Now the Bears offense ready to take over again.
They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at their own 43.
Throwing is Williams.
Renfro bringing it in over the middle.
2nd down and 3.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Jermaine Johnson credited with that sack. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down.
Looking to throw is Williams.
He finds his man, complete. It's Carter.
And he will have the Bears' first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on 3rd down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it and were able to keep the drive moving.
From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. Open man is Kmet, the tight end.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Two yards to go, 2nd down.
Back to throw. Williams.
Quickly a slant to Renfro.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That one good for 37 yards.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
Williams going to look to throw again.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown.
Gerald Everett, as the first half is winding down. And the Bears would extend their lead here just before halftime.
The touchdown all set up by the big play 1 snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play. Got the momentum going, right? You create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
Now the point after try for Santos. And it's 21-3. That time a 6-play drive. And the end result is a Bears touchdown.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Powering his way forward. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Bears offense set to go to begin the third quarter. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well. And most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. A 4-yard pickup that gets them going forward, but still 15 yards left on third down.
It's been a struggle this entire game trying to move the ball on the ground. But every now and then you find a little chink in the armor, and that type of run right there lets them know that they can't stop every single run for almost no gain.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
They were backed up behind the sticks, but he still found a way to make that first down happen. That's the kind of fight every coach hopes his franchise quarterback has in him. Look a tough situation like that in the eye and come up with a solution on the spot.
The tackle by Quincy Williams.
They'll give him credit for trying, but there's no fooling the defense with that call. They were reading run, and they set up to stuff the run and then executed.
From the 46, here's a second down and 9. To throw, it's Williams. And that is incomplete here.
This defense can use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on third and 9. Here's Williams. And there's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. The Jets offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Hall again. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, here's White. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Give to Hall running right. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Looking to throw. White. Open man here is Conklin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down.
And you start to think if it's going to happen for these guys, it's got to start with this drive. Down 3 scores, they need to start making some inroads. And that'll help the cause there as they pick up good yardage and a first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 yards there, just like last play. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's White. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 3. A give running right is Hall. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Hall again. Yeah, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Back to throw. White. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Second and a couple. They run over center with Mitchell. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
On first down, they go back to Mitchell. He's got it to the 43 here. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
From the 43, here's second down and 7. To the air, Williams.
Throw left side complete. That's Carter. Call it a gain of a yard. And now third down and 6 to go.
To throw, Williams.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Jermaine Johnson, his second sack of the night.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line.
New York ready to go again offensively. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
2nd and 9.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
Well, it's pretty evident that that's not the way you want to try and establish momentum ahead of a possible 4th-quarter comeback, because you needed points there, at least something to build on for your next series. That was neither. Instead, it's a huge play for a defense that now has no doubt it can finish this game off.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away.
Scott to return it.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
That'll give them 8 that time, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
Off the bootleg, it's Williams. He'll get that one to Carter, complete.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
On the handoff, Mitchell. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah,
and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Quinnen Williams in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's Bears football here. They also have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4.
A give here to Mitchell.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. The Bears on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 11.
Right back to Mitchell here.
And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
On is Santos for the Bears field goal.
From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so, and maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Another go-around now for the Jets offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Here's White.
Taking in left side, it's Wilson.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave them with a second and just a few inches left. Tannehill. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 33. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be second down.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain.
2nd and 7. Straight ahead is Hall. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Here's a give to Hall.
And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
47 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
Abanikanda on 1st and 10.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
Out of the gun, Tannehill.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. To throw is Tannehill. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Now Tannehill. And that is incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. They snap it to Tannehill. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. From 4 yards out.
And the Jets are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football.
The Bears now ready to take over again. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football. You're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
52 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 4. But once again, it's Mitchell. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 14 yards and a Chicago first down. The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the fourth quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you that they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
Rolling to his left. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Completes it left side to the tight end Lewis.
And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
They'll run with Mitchell.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Once more with Mitchell.
And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw for it with Williams.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Great defense there on 3rd and goal. They took away everything. Forced him to fire that one to the sideline where no one could get it.
On is Santos for the Bears field goal.
From the left hash, a chip shot here. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field.
Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Tannehill.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Down to the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there, with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Jets have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
You've got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back defender has got to be as deep as the deepest receiver. Keep everything in front of you, rally up and make the play.
Yeah, you would think they had the 3-score lead. Now it's down to 2, but 3-score lead here late, that they wouldn't give up a big pass play like that, but they did. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that cuts this lead down to 13. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he is going to have the Bears first. And that should be the capper. The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle. Go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From MetLife Stadium, good night, everybody.